Okay. Well, tell me what you would do to solve the problem from here.
Well, so we know this is the center.
I'm sorry, the cord of the camera just pulled away. Okay, didn't move the camera good.
So this is the center. We can draw some radii in. This is 8. This is 8. So we could find the sides and solve for the area like that.
Okay.
So, but since they're the same.
Let your
Okay.
brother.
So if they're the same, if they're in isosceles, right triangle like this, I think the sides are going to be in the ratio 1, 1, root 2. So if 8 would be the root 2 ratio, we just have to, these two sides would just be 8 over root 2 and 8 over root 2.
Yeah, maybe this purple one's a little better. I'm not sure though, actually. Okay, so the sides are 8 over root 2 and 8 over root 2. Is that something you can simplify?
If we don't want the square root in the bottom, we can multiply by root 2 over root 2. So we get 8 root 2 over 2. And here as well. But then we can also divide by 2. So we get 4 root 2 as the side length.
Okay.
So from here we can just multiply. So we know this side is 4 root 2, and the long side with both of these squares together would be 8 root 2. So we get 32 root 2 squared, which is 64.
Yeah, 32 times the quantity root 2 squared. Yeah, 64. So in this case we get the area 64. How would you have calculated the area?
So, since we have, since these two squares are the same, and this is the diagonal of the square, we know this angle and this angle are 45. And this angle is also 45, which means we have a right triangle here. So we can calculate the area of this triangle and then double that, because we have two more of those smaller triangles that make up that. So it's 8 times 8 over 2 times 2, so 64.
Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So in this case we get the area of 64. And your hypothesis is that it doesn't matter what size the square is. So do you have any way that you might be able to check that hypothesis?
Well, so we have to solve it again for a different configuration of squares.
Okay.
And see if it's also 64, and we can make that configuration easy too.
Alright.
So like,
well, don't draw anything here. What's the next configuration you'd like to check?
so we could check when the right square is double the side length of the left square.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, why don't we try that?